Let's get it, let's get it. You already know, man. Episode 318 of the Faison You podcast. Welcome back, all right, to new listeners, man. All right, and also old listeners, man. Thank you for your support as well, too, on the journey. You already know, man. So let's get right into it, man. Got much on the agenda. Next week, we have a special episode for you guys. All right, with my co-host and special guest. All right, so we have on the agenda, man, we're going to talk about some road trip needs. Name one thing you have to have before you go on a road trip. All right. Secondly, would you want to go back and experience which one of these? All right. Is it MTV Spring Break, 106 in Park, all right, Dej Comedy Jam, or SoulTrain? I feel like those are all good options. All right. Creed 3, man. I finally watched it. I got to review it, so I'm going to break it down. Spoiler alert. I feel like a lot of people should have saw it. If they haven't seen it yet, man, it's a good movie. All right, good watch. Would you rather have more hours in a day or more days in a week? And people don't know, like, recently, daylight savings, they just plan on not altering it next year or just moving forward. Because we just had a daylight saving. I'm still, look here, trying to gain my hours, sleep back as well, too. All right? So you already know we here in the name of content, all right? You already know Bay in the back. She in the back chilling. She in the back chilling, okay? So I'm going to be asking her some stuff while I'm recording today, all right? So, man, name one thing, all right, you have to have before going on a road trip, okay? If I can name one thing, the first thing that comes to mind is probably either my charger or having gas in the car. Like, I'm one of those people, I want to get up on the road trip. Because usually road trips, you got to wake up early, depending on where you're going. But more times than likely on road trips, you waking up early. All right, you trying to beat the traffic or go somewhere. All right, so in my idea, I would think most likely, like, putting gas in my car, making sure I have gas in the car. So, like, because I feel like if you know me, I'm a very punctual person. So, like, I got to get up and I got to put gas in the car. That's just taking off time, you know, to get to the road. All right, and then I said charger because if you don't have a charger on the road trip, then what is the really road trip? You can't have no music playing on the road trip, and also you need to have your phone charged at all time, just in general. I'm one of those people that don't charge my phone like all night, and then wake up in the morning my phone on 2-3%. So I definitely said charger. Other things and other options, and what I say snacks for sure. But what you thinking? What over there thinking, y'all?
You gotta have snacks.
You gotta have snacks. What else? So I say gas in the car.
I would say coffee too, cause you gotta have.
She loves some coffee. That's true too. Especially depending who's driving.
Yeah.
That's very key right there, because it depends on where you are in the car, seated in the car, or a truck. That depicts on which you should bring too. A blanket, definitely. Mo passenger seat driver over here. You better stop. But gotta have that blanket though. But I'm also too, before I go on a road trip, I have to check the whole house. Like, I gotta check the house, meaning like I gotta make sure, like I adopted that from my mom, like making sure things are turned off. Cause like the other day I left the stove on like almost all day. So like making sure I turn things off. And then, also with me, too, clean up the house. Like, I don't want to come back on a road trip to a dirty house. I'm just one of the people. I can't. Snacks is definitely necessary. What else? Before. Directions. That's a good one, actually. Like, and then also, if most likely road trips are with multiple people, but, like, who is handling the directions? All right, but also, like you said, directions. That's first, for real. One of the first. I would say, what does everybody have to do? Okay, everybody gotta go to the bathroom. That's another one. Honestly, that could be first too. Like making sure everybody go to the bathroom. Like that's definitely one of the most key essential parts of a road trip, going to the bathroom. And like another must before you go on a road trip, but like I said, it'll be funnier too. Like if I had a panel too, because I would ask like where you seated in the car, like depicting where you see it in the car, like what you need. Because I think somebody should be on music. I think other people should have, if it's not games or something, certain conversations. The road trips are fun to me, like in regards to just the conversation within the car or truck. So y'all let me know which, and name one thing. All right, name just one, but I name multiple. But the one thing I said first was just gas in the car. So y'all let me know. Name one thing you need to have before going on a road trip. All right. Yeah. Those are some essential needs right there. All right. Secondly, something my girl don't know nothing about. All right. Which would you want to go back in time and experience? All right. MTV Spring Break, 106 in Park, Dej Comedy Jam, or SoulTrain. Okay. And I'm gonna say mine first, then I go down the list. This is tough. It's tougher than what I thought. I'm gonna say 106 in Park. I say 106 in Park because 106 in Park was just like, what a time for real. Like, and that even though that was within my era, like that's what I really loved BET at that time, because they had everything there. You had the music videos, you had crowd interaction, you had these major artists coming up there to chop it up with whoever the host was. In my area, was like Free, of course, and I feel like that was an era in time that we actually value like music videos. You actually value like visually seeing the artist in a vulnerable space with other with other people, but also with their fans and to interaction. And then they had different things branched out from 106 in Park. Such as like Rap CD, other things of that nature, but I definitely might say 106 in Park. But my second was probably, it was another close one, but I'll say Dej Comedy Jam, because the most amazing comedians and my favorite comedians came from Dej Comedy Jam, and then that was like in the 90s era. That's one of the golden eras of time for me. Like that was one of the eras I would actually wanted to live in. I was born in the 90s, but I didn't really experience and live in the 90s. You had acts, had Martin, who was the host. You had Chris Tucker. You had so many acts that broke off of Dej Comedy Jam too, and comedians that we still look on to. But MTV Spring Break, Mo, I don't know if you ever heard MTV Spring Break. That's when they used to have the MTV, and they used to have like the big parties in the back. You used to see on Spring Break. They used to have all these people there. It used to be mad fun. That's one experience I wanted to experience, like. And especially if you was a high school student just going to college, or like a college student, because that was like literally like the spring break time. You seen tons of people, and then you had the most major artists out there performing and things of that nature. That always used to be fun to see when I used to watch like the MTV. And MTV, another one too, you got MTV Cribs. I was literally about to say Pimp My Ride. Pimp My Ride was the time. I always wanted my car to be Pimp My Ride, and it's funny because like growing up and watching them shows, like that, it was just a certain type of how can I say it? A certain type of aura TV shows had back then that was just legendary. And then you had the show. I don't know if you ever heard Yo Mama. Yo Mama used to be that show, bro. Yo Mama used to have me crying. Like that was like, I mean, that's in the era of like battle rap, but. I mean, it was battle rap before then, but I'm talking about like in the era of like the height of battle rap. But like they kind of spun it off to be like Your Mama jokes. That was funny. But and then SoulTrain, that's the most legendary. Like that's when your older folks say that's when real music is, because the music of nowadays, like not saying it's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's mostly sampled by those 60, 70, 80 artists and SoulTrain, and then just wanted to dance in the SoulTrain. For sure. That's fire. So, those some good options. Out of those, I picked 106 in Park, though. Y'all let me know. Which one would you want to go back in time and experience, if you could? MTV Spring Break, 106 in Park, Dej Comedy Jam, all right, and SoulTrain. All right, for me, I picked B, 106. All right, you already know. All right, Creed 3 review. Spoiler alert. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. This Creed 3, I'm gonna come out and say it. I think this was the best Creed 3. I mean, I think this was the best Creed. I do feel like the movie was short though. I think they could have put more into the movie. I'm talking about in the sense of like the storyline, because that storyline, that's what I kind of liked about it. Just in the sense that, okay, we seen where he grew up, because we didn't really see prior before. Like, first one, you knew he was in the group home, you knew he came from a certain environment, but like to see, he had somebody back then who really led him into really what he became, Adonis Creed, like a boxer. Because even though we knew Creed was his father, we ain't really have so much understanding of the son until like this one. Because the first one, they explained and went into depth about it a little bit. You know, just was saying that he was troubled, and his the mother had reached out. He didn't know where he was. You know, all that stuff. But I do feel like this was a good storyline. Jonathan Majors, phenomenal actor. He's really going crazy. Like, for real, for the last 5 years, he's been up and coming, one of those big actors for sure. Michael B. Jordan did his thing in there, and everybody did their part in the movie. Like I said, I like the storyline, especially like his friend, his close friend, being the boxer at the time, being a little bit older than him, experienced, and technically went to jail for him, for real. You know, he got high-headed outside of the liquor store after the boxing match that his friend was actually in, and then he pulled out a gun. You know, it's some of the movie was cliche, but that was like a good storyline leading to it. I just thought it would be a longer road he had to travel in getting a title shot. I'm talking about Jonathan Majors, Adonis Creed friend, and childhood friend, because as soon as he like came back, he spent 18 years in jail for off of that incident. Michael B. Jordan ended up running from the incident, and he got caught with the gun, you know, trying to save him from getting whooped, because they started jumping him after the altercation outside with Michael B. Jordan. So, like, I thought it was gonna be more of a road travel. I was upset that the mother died in the film, and like I said, spoiler alert for those watching. But I was upset about that part a little bit. But I understood the storyline in which they were going in. But I just felt like it should have been a little bit of a longer storyline with Jonathan Majors' character, which was the childhood friend, like really getting up there to get a title shot. Because it seemed like as soon as he beat Adonis Creed boy, which Creed was basically trying to start like his own new legacy with other boxers and training them. As soon as he got him up out of there, it was just like, all right, the title fight here, y'all train, and then here we go. So I feel like that part was rushed. You know what I'm saying? I did like the character development with the daughter, how that was implemented in it, and like how she wanted to box. Me and my girl was dying laughing. Like she just got into altercation, and knowing that she was hearing impaired, she seen somebody messing with her, and then her father being who she was, and bloop bloop, bloop bloop, and shoot. And that's a good question too. Like, if your child is in that situation, what would you want them to do? Like, what do you think? If your child is in the situation where somebody is picking on them, they're at school, and it's to a point where the bullying is like getting overwhelming, and they just continue to bully, and your child reacts in that way. I don't know.
I'm not gonna do nothing, cause good job.
Yeah, because it's two sides to it. It's like one of the things that you have to protect yourself, and you still have to teach as a parent to protect yourself in certain situations, but also it's one of those things too where it's a time and place. But also it's tough, you know, because you guys, a lot of people, parents, just like, look here, don't come at home crying, because me and you gonna have at it if you didn't react back or do anything back to this bully or this person, because you should be protecting yourself. But also it comes in a place where it's just like, especially in the movie where he's a boxer, and that influence could probably be, I can see it could be a little bit bad as well. Like, it can have good but bad as well too, because every situation don't cause for a fight. That's true too. Every situation doesn't call for a reaction, but in certain ones it does too. So I like like I said, I like the character development with the daughter. All right, and then I just feel like it was an overall good movie. The ending was kind of cliche. I won't say the ending, I guess, spoiler alert, but the ending was kind of cliche. I just wanted it more of a developing story with their, you know what I'm saying, with their turmoil. him being the friend who really took the rap for you, and you being the friend who's now a multimillionaire, basically in my position. So I feel like it went hand in hand because I didn't know whose side I was really on. Because if you really think about it, like I was who I was. He was a little hectic about it for sure, Jonathan Major's character, but I understand it. So y'all make sure y'all go see that. I feel like it was a good film for real. I feel like I could say it was the best out of the three for sure. And lastly, you already know. All right, daylight savings just hit. Man, we lost our sleep. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of daylight saving for real. Cause I like when the sun is up longer as well too. Cause when it's dark outside, it just seems like the day just went by fast and you get tired quicker. So my question is, would you rather have more hours in a day or more days in the week? So I repeat it. Would you rather have more hours in a day or more days in the week? For me, just based off of what I just said, I would say I'd rather have more hours in a day. Cause I just feel like days be flying by, especially depending on when you work and what time you work and what time you get off. Cause like the picture on that is just like, say if you so for me I work 7 to 3, but say and which I feel like is a good time, but still when I get home I still want to chill, you know, and all those type of things. And then by the time I chill or I have something else to do, or if it's 5, 6, and then say if you work 9 to 5, like when you get home, like in certain situations, in certain jobs and whatever you depicted on whatever you do, you know, people that work the graveyard shift, people are entrepreneurs, work all day, whatever the case may be. I just feel like, me personally, it's not enough hours in the day. Like 24 hours, it sounds like it's a lot of time, but it's really not. Cause you sleeping for what? You sleeping for about, depending on who you are, average like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So between the 5 and 8 hour range, you sleeping that much. The rest of the day is maybe 16 hours or less. You know what I'm saying? So I would say more hours in a day. Days in a week though, that would be tough too, because what if it was an extended weekend and you know what I'm saying? Thinking about that, what would you think?
More hours in a day.
More hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
More hours in a day.
For real, because then you have more time to just relax until the next day.
I mean, that's true too. And also, speaking of the also to days in the week, something I just seen a report and someone was talking about. They're considering a bill for 4-day work week to increase the happiness of humankind. Please increase the happiness of humankind. Because I've been saying, I've actually said,
It doesn't count for you.
I've actually said this on the podcast. You said what, man?
That doesn't count for teachers. Kids have to go to school every day. They're talking about regular jobs.
So that is right. I mean, but I think it's just talking about 4-day work week in general. It didn't say like what it pertains to. A 4-day work week. I didn't see, like, to you making a good point. I didn't see the full word.
Teachers have to work.
That's true too. That's true too. But I've also preached to that too, as well as school related. I feel like especially school related in the times we in, and just in general, but the times we in, mental health days. Students now have mental health days. They can take one day out of a month for a mental health day. Like, I feel like that's needed for sure. Like, and just not even just the students. You know, you got teachers, the staff, everybody. I feel like just even in the educational realm too, that doesn't mean you take a day off of things that you have to do, but maybe you can, you know, do things inside. And I feel like it's fitting for the times we're in now, especially after the pandemic, because during the pandemic, it was something called asynchronous day. You know, during, you know, one day out of the week. So I don't think it's far-fetched for sure, but I feel like it does open a good conversation for sure. Cause you know, you think about it, it's like the weekends go like that, Mo. You blink your eye, it's Sunday, you're getting ready for work again. So I truly understand. That's where I was debating a little bit, the days in the week, but this hours in the days, I just don't feel like it's enough, you know. But you already know, another amazing episode of the Faison View podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Next week, have a very special episode for you guys. So make sure you tune in, man. Hey, much love. You already know, man. Peace. Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time.